This WWE Speed thing. When it was first announced, I assumed the premise was they were going to take like 10 or 20 of the guys that they didn't know what to do with, put them all in a bus, and then if the bus dropped below 50 miles per hour, it would explode and solve their problem for them of how to book these guys. WWE Speed, which has nothing to do with the drug Speed, is a show that's been produced for X or Twitter or whatever the hell you want to call it. And I'm in the middle of making a video about Ricochet, and I was writing it. And I got to the part where he was a big part of this WWE Speed thing.
Yeah.
And I was going to be just irresponsible and just dump a bunch of jokes on Speed. I never watch it. But then I'm like, I don't want to be like that, because there's all these like guys that hate on All Elite Wrestling that I deal with like every day. And they don't watch the show, but they hate the show, and then they just make up stuff. I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be the other version of that. So I said, you know what? Let me get my friend Grant. You got a great YouTube channel over here. You do all this cool stuff. And let's watch WWE Speed for ourselves. I mean, the matches are only... So the pitch is... All right, the real pitch, not the made-up pitch, is that these are 5-minute matches.
Yeah.
I mean, as a wrestling fan, this doesn't sound like a good idea.
5-minute matches.
But the time limit's 5 minutes. But yeah, most of them end in 3 minutes is what I hear.
Yeah. I think what it is it's like it's 3 minutes, and then a championship match is 5.
You're kidding me. So
no, it's sort of like, and it's kind of, which I mean, they're taking that from I guess from TKO kind of, I guess.
Okay.
Because like in mixed martial arts and UFC, most fights are 3 rounds.
Well, yeah.
The championship fight is 5 rounds.
Okay, so these are real fights now.
I'm sure. We're suspending our disbelief. Isn't that the law?
Is that it? So
yeah.
So this doesn't bury everyone else on the roster or themselves, because these are different. These are real
That's
fights.
The thing, right? I mean, you got to think a healthy number of these have to end in a draw.
I don't know. I don't know. All right, so let's watch one, because we'll know a lot more after we watch one. Because this is what I was doing. I'm like, I could just make stuff up about it and talk about how it's burying everyone involved. Maybe they all look super good. Maybe this is a great presentation. Maybe it's like, oh man, everybody should be trying to get on this because it's amazing. I mean, look, the first one has like 3.3 million views on it, right? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, let's
That's
not
good.
Get too caught up on what the views are on streaming platforms, because you and I both know it's real easy to fudge those numbers.
But that looks good. That's good exposure.
If you scrolled past it real quick, it counts as a view. So
that's good exposure. And hey, Ricochet versus Dragon Lee, that's good. These guys are good.
Sure.
Like these guys kick ass. You know what I like is how the arena is full for this.
It's full because they're taping this right before Raw or SmackDown.
I prefer to think of it that they just gathered everybody up for this 3-minute match and then sent them all home.
I mean, the thing about it is this, right? A lot of matches on WWE programming are only about 3 to 5 minutes long, but they don't highlight that. They don't tell you.
They don't tell you that
3 minutes. Right?
I don't know. This is super fast, though.
Yeah.
Holy
I mean, they're letting them do their thing.
I mean,
they're letting them do what they do.
Look, the match is fucking amazing, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is dope as shit.
The question is, how many of them hold up to this?
I mean, yeah, this is the first one. Like, they knew
selling
they had
a
to
little bit here.
Oh, there's no room for selling. I mean, that's kind of hilarious.
I was gonna say there's not a lot of.
There's no room for selling. Can't sell shit. Oh my god, he killed Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
So what happens? There's only 10 seconds left.
A code breaker.
And Dragon Lee is buried.
Left,
so you can beat Dragon Lee in 3 minutes. Like, as a one-off, that match, Ricochet versus Dragon Lee on WWE Speed, it was intense. It was crazy. The timer ruined it. The timer literally ruined it because it's ticking down. Yeah. And one of them's... I mean, like, I just don't understand. What happens if it goes to the time limit? It's a draw?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the general concept.
Okay, this match is not as good. There's
definitely a lot of...
Oh, shit, what the fuck was that, dude? That looked like a lethal injection just gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
You're, like, almost forcing these guys to botch, right?
In some cases, I think you are.
Like if
I
you're
don't think
not
a lot of guys are up to this challenge. I think it's
shit.
not very. I don't think it's fair to a lot of wrestlers. Work this real slow style, and now go out there and have a 3 minute match.
What they're doing is they're taking all the spots of a traditional like 10-minute match and
Here's the
speeding them
splash.
up. And now, who the fuck was
All
the
right,
other
and so
guy?
that was a quicker match. That one ended
Yeah,
around what, the 2 minute to
Cedric just got destroyed.
I don't know. The closed captionings were covering up the timer. I couldn't really see.
Yeah, it was like a minute.
It's a shame. Cedric Alexander is a
But
great
so Bronson Reed's one of the
talent.
strongest wrestlers ever, then, right? And I don't know. I've never seen Axiom. I know JD is the guy with the big head from Judgment Day.
Yeah, yeah. That's the guy who, yes, that's true. It's the same issue with the cruiserweight division, where they just get seen by the creative team and by the fans as like as just cruiserweights or as just speed guys.
Wow, JD won by humping Axiom's face. He finished his match so quickly he gets promo time.
They really usually, yeah, that's great because they usually only give him like it's like the punctuation on whatever someone in the Judgment Day just said, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's a
Um,
hell of a showcase.
okay.
Gargiano is like really good.
Yeah.
Like really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Like works 1 hour matches good.
Yeah.
Like shouldn't be working like 3 fucking minute matches on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like if you're really trying to build up the show, maybe you are going to have one or two matches with some guys that people want to see on there,
But this
you know?
ruins Gargano. Now he's a speed guy,
Right.
dude. He gets beaten in 3 minutes, or he
Well, I don't
wins
know.
it.
I
I
don't know
don't
how many
know.
times he's on the show.
I
He
guess
might
so.
just
Yeah, I
be on
guess
this
if
one.
you, I guess you know what, speed is good for the guy winning.
Yeah.
It's not good for the guy losing.
Or there may be, I don't see, because they're in the middle of a tournament to crown the first champion. I don't know who Ricochet beat to be the champion, so that's going
You
to be
will
the
have
real
to
question.
find
Oh,
out.
that's
Yeah, and
Russian
how
Spear was pretty good.
we kind of spoilers. Gargano doesn't win. How does it go down? Is there cheating?
He doesn't win the championship,
Can
yeah,
you
but does he
fucking
make it to
cheat in a
the end or
3 minute
not?
match?
I mean, you know,
Can we get a match
if
with
you wanted to.
interference? Can there be a
Yeah,
ref
you ring
bump
the
in a
bell and the
three
guy
minute
just runs
match?
straight down. Of course. Of
What
course.
the fuck?
We're trading some forearms here.
This is
No?
killing me. But yeah, I
Nelson
mean, I don't
Chaps.
know, man. It as Gargano, this isn't good.
Yeah.
I can't see people. He's gonna make the most of it, right?
Sure.
Nobody is a piece of shit and is gonna be like, all these guys. One thing I've noticed because I watch a lot of interviews for my YouTube thing, is all these guys have good attitudes about this shit. They're always like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make it work. I know it's fucked up. I know it's burying me.
The DDT was pretty slick, but that's a Gargano move.
Yeah, that
Into
is
the
awesome.
last minute here. I mean, yeah, here's the thing. All the matches we've watched so far, they're all working their asses off.
Oh my god. And yeah, that's
There's
that's it.
nothing, yeah, there's nothing wrong with what they're doing.
All right, so the guy you beat, Legato, is that like a
Yeah.
jobber?
I don't know.
Yeah, he is now. There's only
Yeah.
one guy that's gonna look good. I mean, it's gonna be Ricochet. Spoilers.
Oh, Ricochet just launched the
Holy
shit out of
shit! Yeah,
JD
he
Dillon.
does. Yeah, Ricochet. I mean, look, it's a great showcase for Ricochet. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a total. It's the same thing as the cruiserweight thing because I covered this in the Pac video I did. Pac got shitholed the same way with 205 Live. He was
Yeah.
a 205 Live guy, and he was awesome there, but that's all he ever was. You were done. It was over.
And the crazy thing was the Cruiserweight Classic when they did that, it was great. It was phenomenal. And then
Yeah.
205 Live came around, and I went to one of those live.
Yeah.
They taped it, or they broadcast it live on the WWE Network right after a SmackDown. So I went to SmackDown. I saw this episode of 205 Live, and by the time I saw it, it sucked. It
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
sucked because they didn't really give the guys like time to go out there and like wrestle and do the things they wanted to do.
That match sucked, right?
Yeah.
And it's not the wrestler's fault at all. At all. JD
Well,
can't
there's only
work
so
like
much.
this.
Yeah.
JD needs more fucking time. Most wrestlers need more fucking time than Ricochet. It's
Yeah.
not fucking
Well,
fair.
like we said earlier, there's only so much you can do in 3 minutes,
And you
and
don't have any
it's
time
one thing
to
to
like. How are you going to do in-ring storytelling? There's
right.
none of
It's
that.
one thing to be real creative and do it once. It's another thing to say, okay, now go out there and do that three more times.
I
You
mean,
know?
that match had nothing. JD mounted no offense. He couldn't tell any kind of fucking story. Like 3 minutes, Jesus Christ, man.
No.
Like unless he was going to do something real outside the box, which I don't know, what kind of liberties they can take.
Yeah. Who knows?
And in the first tournament, they're probably not going to get very creative with it because, like, I don't know how long they're anticipating doing this for.
No. And I guarantee you, they map all these out beat by beat
Oh
in the
yeah,
back before they go out and do
probably.
them.
I don't know
Yeah.
why they didn't map more for that, but it's probably because JD just can't. Yeah, it's not fair to ask another wrestler to work at this crazy clip that Ricochet and Dragon Lee can.
Right.
That's a fucking crazy match that like only lunatics can do.
It's punk rock wrestling, but it's like punk rock at the Denny's. That's what it is, really.
It's like your cousin's punk rock band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, there's some really some not all of this is horrible though. I can't
Uh-huh.
say this is. I'm not having a
Are
horrible
we
time
watching
watching
this
this.
this
Yeah, man. All
Gargano
right,
Reed
Bronson
match?
Reed versus Johnny. Now this is actually kind of exciting because we've seen Bronson Reed just utterly destroy a guy, and we know
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano can go for like an hour. He won't hear,
Right.
but Jesus Christ, I don't know. This like breaks my heart in the case. Have you watched Gargano versus Ciampa, the 3-part thing they did throughout like
Oh
three
yeah, it's
years?
amazing.
Jesus
Incredible.
Christ. Some of
Yeah.
the best wrestling I've ever watched in my life. It's like it's good in very small doses if you don't think about it. Like if you just don't think about what's happening.
Well, that's what this is, right?
Just don't fucking think about it. Don't fucking think about it. Like what we're
Don't
doing, we're watching it
don't
all
think, just
wrong.
watch.
Yeah, just don't think about it. Cuz it's not bad. If like you
Yeah.
just don't think about the ramifications of what this means about the wrestler or wrestling or any of that shit. Like just don't even. I mean, which maybe we should all do as, people that watch wrestling. Like, who really gives a shit? Do I really have
Yeah.
to? Like, we all know what this is. This is the guys from Twitter came over to the WWE and we're like, we need some content, guys. We
Right.
need people on our platform.
Yeah, we need
We're
people to
going to
like
give
take our video
you.
content seriously.
This doesn't mean anything about the wrestlers involved. I think the problem is us, the fans, when we get involved and we start going, well, he just beat him in 3 minutes. That guy's a bitch.
Yeah, I think like this is more of an attempt to get just general Twitter users, X users that are scrolling through
Yeah.
to see some kind of action and they go, "Whoa, what's this?" And they stop and look at it and it's only 3 minutes, so they
My
don't
brain, man, I'm
keep
like this.
scrolling.
I'm straight up disabled though. Like I'm not going to be able to forget it. Like I'm going to be like
Yeah.
Gargano can be beat in 2 minutes. Fuck him forever. All right, let's go on to Ricochet versus Gargano and watch one
All
of my
right.
favorite wrestlers just get
Counting
his
down
ass
here.
handed to him in 2 fucking minutes. This is like literally how wrestlers wrestle though. They have this timer in their head when they wrestle because they actually have, when you wrestle on TV, you have spots to hit. Like
Yeah.
you have to be done with your match at a certain time or else other things get bumped and moved around. So we're
Yeah.
literally watching this like the wrestler. Like it is exposing the business. This is literally how it works.
Oh yeah, like knowing that like oh we're
This
we
match
oh
will
by
be
the way, we're gonna
over.
have this wrapped up in 3 minutes. Oh, by the way, one of these guys is going down in 3 minutes, guaranteed. If you watch the boxing match,
Yeah,
and like
there's a
by the way, one
timer.
of
It's
these guys is
ticking
losing in
down.
three
And
minutes,
the shit's
guaranteed.
going to end in 3 minutes.
You'd be like, wait, hold the fuck on.
I think this shit's fixed. I mean,
Yeah,
look, we all know it's predetermined. We all know that shit. But when you put the timer on the fucking screen,
right.
that's rough, man. That's really fucking rough.
Good
Like
God.
talk all this shit people say about, oh, that buries the business. No, no, this is literally if you're gonna get mad about that stuff, then talk to me about WWE Speed, please.
Oh, those damn internet fans. Let's make a show for the internet.
Oh Jesus, yeah, right? That's wild. That's what this is for the internet. The people that complain about the shit that this show is.
Yeah. Look, I don't do a lot of shitting on WWE lately,
Oh my god.
for what they've been doing, but this in particular, I will.
And then they give him a 1 minute promo. Why not as long as he wants? You know, I bet Ricochet felt real good about this until he got that belt home that night and he was looking at it and he was like, I'm never going to be on a fucking pay-per-view again
It
in my
doesn't look
life.
great. It's not a great looking championship.
Oh, the belt itself is a fucking nightmare.
Ivar getting the win there with a
Yeah, this match was fast and I just totally didn't care. And I mean, it's amazing. I mean,
a
Ivar was
moonsault.
dope. He did like cool moves and shit, but
No,
that
Ivar's the
timer
man.
kind of just fucking destroys it for me because I'm like, yeah, someone's losing in 2 minutes.
Back in the old days, Jim Crockett Promotions days, the way the TV title worked, right, is you would have a match and there was a time limit and you had to beat the TV champion within the time limit.
Yeah.
And if you didn't beat him within the time limit, the match kept going, but it wasn't for the championship anymore.
Interesting.
So the champion could lose the match, but if it went outside the time limit, he was still the champion.
Dude, there's no fucking entrances. The coolest
No,
fucking part about wrestling is the goddamn entrances.
I mean it's like you hit play and the bell rings.
Yeah. How the
And they show
fuck?
you the two guys' faces, and that's it.
How the fuck are you
I
gonna
wonder what the
get?
Gravediggers think about this. I mean, we're probably talking all kind of trash, and all the Gravediggers are like, "What are you talking about? Speed is my favorite thing that WWE's doing right now."
Literally, no one has said that, dude. I have been all over the internet. Literally, no one.
There's got to be one
No.
Gravedigger who like, look,
There's fucking no
drop
one,
the comments.
dude.
I want to know.
No
who's the
one likes this
Gravedigger.
shit. No one thinks this is a good idea. This is no one's favorite show. No one anticipates this shit. No one looks forward to this shit.
That is one thing. Yeah, I've never heard anybody say,
No
"Oh,
one.
I can't wait
No
to
one.
watch the next
No.
match."
If
for
anything,
Speed."
they won't badmouth it like openly.
Yep.
Is like the best it gets. Is people will not badmouth it openly.
I think I learned about this from I just came across like a picture
Jesus.
of just like the title somewhere.
That got a lot of press, you know,
Championship. And
and
I was
just
like, what
and
is
you know,
this?
a lot of people laughing at it. Like that's fucking ridiculous. And then
Yeah.
no interest to watch it. Like I never had
Yeah.
any interest to watch it until now, until I was about to just dunk on it without ever seeing it, which seemed unfair. And now I can dunk on it, and I know everything about it because I'm watching all of it, like in the span of like what 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long to become a speed expert.
Yeah, I feel like I know everything there is to know about
Yeah, I
this
really
show.
know a lot about this.
I feel like I knew everything there was to know about it by
I
like
would
the third
never
match.
like these guys.
Yeah.
These guys can't. I mean, nothing against them, but there's nothing they can really do in 3 minutes to get me to give a fuck about them or
Right.
buy their T-shirt. This is not helping the talent at all.
Like I like Tyler Bate a lot.
I wouldn't fucking
but
know.
You're not. Yeah, you wouldn't know from this match.
People aren't going to stop liking a guy because he's on here. I didn't stop liking Gargano because he's on here. I'm not going to buy his new T-shirt though because he had no time to sell it to me, right? I'm not. It's not going to take my fandom to the next level with any of these guys. If it's a new guy, I'm not going to get into him. If it's a guy I know, I'm not going to be excited about it. Even if he wins the fucking belt, nobody wants a picture of fucking Speed champion Ricochet on their chest. That's embarrassing
Yeah.
for everybody involved.
Did you ever
Yeah.
play WWF Attitude for like the Nintendo 64 or PlayStation 1?
I don't think so.
It was like the match would start, but it would show you like just a head-on shot of whatever wrestlers were in the match. And so
Yeah.
it'd show one guy and he'd have some kind of a quip, and then it would show the other guy and he'd have some kind of a quip, and then they'd ring the bell and then the match would start.
You know what? Anything would help me
Bring it back.
because like I just don't give a fuck. Like if I don't like the guy, how the hell am I ever going to care? And I think any wrestling fan that goes on the internet and talks shit about wrestling, they're going to criticize any match where you don't care about who's going to win, who's going to lose. And they're going to say,
Tyler
well,
Bate versus the pin and pulls a fast one, gets the win there.
yeah,
So,
that's cool. I didn't care at all, but it's cool.
I didn't care about it, but he did it. Yeah. But sorry, you were saying?
And yeah, I mean, I see it all the time. There's no storytelling in AEW, so I can't care about the matches. The matches, they might be great, and then you got WWE over here. It's all matches, no storytelling. The only guy who came close to doing in-ring storytelling, and I'm not surprised, is Gargano. Came close. He definitely tried to work a few beats in there,
Yeah.
and do something, tell some kind of story. And motherfuckers even working an arm.
Yeah.
The basics of wrestling are not being performed. It makes sense when Ricochet is like your guy because he doesn't work body parts. He does, amazing feats of acrobatics. That was
Yeah.
fucking cool where Tyler Bate bounced off the rope with his fucking neck.
Yeah.
That was dope. If you had a lot of really fucking cool moves, then this format is going to benefit you a lot more.
Yeah. That one move might just not even a move, maneuver
Yeah.
might even be the reason why they just put him on the show. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he
they're
does
like,
that
he can
cool neck
do
thing.
this
Let's just
shit. So,
yeah.
and that's all he needs to do. And then Ricochet can fly around the ring. And
I don't know if you miss, man, you go through the ropes though. So
yeah, I think you die, actually. I don't know what.
you might die. Yeah.
It's a great move, but if I miss it, I fucking die. Why didn't Ricochet, end his last match in AEW in 3 minutes? What the fuck's up, Ricochet? You've fallen off a
Right.
step, bro.
Right. How did he not win his debut in 3 minutes
Yeah, what the fuck?
in the
Kyle
gauntlet
Fletcher
match?
was that much of a challenge for you? You couldn't beat him in 3 minutes.
Yeah. My cousin, no less.
You know what? If Kyle Fletcher was in WWE, his ass would have lost for 3 minutes on the speed right here. He would have been on this shit.
Yeah.
For a fact, Kyle Fletcher would have been on speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting his ass handed to him in 2 minutes by Ricochet.
Mm-hmm. No,
Same
they wouldn't
same thing. Because I thought he gave too much. I thought that Ricochet gave Kyle Fletcher way too much in that match. These are like real wrestlers who
Yeah.
do real things. How
Yeah.
can they be on here? Are you ready for this? I'm going to watch this.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
What the
Let me know when.
fuck? No, these are like real guys. Why would you do
Yeah.
this to them? I mean, all right, I guess, all right, fuck DIY. Basically, you're like, fuck these guys as singles wrestlers. They ain't shit. We'll put them on speed. Who gives a fuck? I can't get over the time. I keep harping on the timer. I gotta let it go because it's not gonna. I can't complain it away.
I do like how it turns red towards the end here. It's kind of like when you're playing Sonic 2 when Sonic starts to run out of air in the water level. And
I do feel like I'm running out of air.
out
Compa,
of the small package there. Okay.
he's got him. That's
The
it. Because the
schoolboy,
timer's running out, so we had to end the match.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. We got an original fucking Bullet Club member here about to get his ass handed to him
You're right.
by an ex NXT, ex AEW guy. Ex CMLL fucking.
I did like it. I did like Andrade's
An
run as the
XXX
NXT
guy.
champion.
Soon to be ex WWE guy. Because ain't
You
no
think
fucking
Andrade's
way.
out the door again?
Ain't no. I don't know. I don't know what happens to Andrade. Carl Anderson just got fucking destroyed by Andrade.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it makes Andrade look good. It just makes Carl Anderson look like shit.
There's no feuds coming out of this, right?
None of what makes wrestling good is in this.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like you've stripped out all the things that you could use a tournament for in wrestling, but not.
yeah.
You want to watch this Ciampa Andrade match?
No. I don't want to see a guy get buried like this. I don't like it. I don't like seeing wrestling's kind of mechanics so much. It was fun, and now it's kind of not.
How many of these have we watched so far?
I don't know, too fucking many.
That's the problem too. Is like know that
Fuck
both of these
you.
guys here, Ciampa and Andrade, could have a really
these
awesome
guys.
match.
These guys could have a fucking amazing match. If this was an AEW, this shit would be an hour long. It could be an hour long, and you wouldn't be bored. These guys can
I'd be
fucking
happy
go.
with like 12 to 15. I mean, geez.
Fuck, more than 3.
Right.
More than 3. 3 fucking minutes. And we got
Like I
like
said, for a
these.
TV match, man. Look, 7.
These
7
guys are
years.
NXT fucking alumni. I mean, Ciampa was NXT champion like a
They're
lot.
both, yeah, they're both former NXT champions.
Fuck you. God damn, just shit all over that lineage.
Yep.
I mean, you have story here.
It's not like this is like local talent you're trying to test out.
Yeah, right? Yeah, they're treating them like they're fucking, like noobs or something. Like, okay, you guys can go fucking tear it up for 3 minutes and see what you got.
I don't know, man. I really wonder how this was sold to them.
Fuck.
To everyone here, this whole show. Like,
I mean,
really
you
wonder how
can
it was
sell it
sold
to the
them,
company with
roster.
money. I get the money aspect. But to the talent, and how long am I going to job out on fucking speed? How long am I going to do that for?
I mean,
Jesus. And that's it. Ciampa I don't know. Ciampa didn't like that. You can tell. Ciampa did not put his shoulders down, and as soon as the count was over, he just got up and walked off.
yeah.
He's like, fuck this. He's like, is that what you guys wanted me to do? Fuck you. Ciampa's out. Confirmed. Ciampa's all elite. This is the end. This is the last one. This is
Yeah.
Ricochet versus Andrade,
Yeah.
and this is the end of Ricochet's run with the Speed Championship. Thank God, actually.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever you want to say about what he's going to do in AEW, however much shit you want to talk about it out there, just remember that he did this. Just remember that
Yeah.
this was what he was doing in WWE. What do you do
Well,
after
we're less than
this? So you
2 minutes
were the
in
Speed Champion.
left.
Now you got your ass beat. You're not the Speed Champion. Do you climb up the ladder again?
Yeah, that's a good question too. If they're going to continue to use Ricochet on this, right? If he had re-signed, if he was going to
Yeah.
stay on, do they just
The
throw him
show is
back into
built.
the
I mean, I
mix?
imagine that I don't know what his contract is or any of that kind of shit. But do you think he lost this because he was like, yo, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to
Oh yeah,
resign. And then they were
I
like,
have a
oh, okay, then you got
feeling.
to drop the speed title.
Yes, I have a feeling that he lost this championship
This is
because
it.
it was
It's,
starting to look like he wasn't going to resign.
but if he was going to resign, they were like, you're going to be speed champion for like a year and
I
you'll be our big dick, internet speed champion that nobody gives a
I don't
shit
know if they
about.
even thought about that,
It's fucking weird, man.
and I wonder how long this contract is for.
And then what does Andrade do now? So Andrade's the speed champion, a fucking wrestler who's like not as flashy as Ricochet,
Yeah,
who's like, a storyteller. He's like a cerebral wrestler.
yeah,
And he's on the fucking speed. I mean, look, he doesn't have to do promos. So that's good because I don't think I can remember one Andrade promo in English. Now his Spanish promos
yeah,
might be
yeah,
the shit. I
yeah.
don't know.
That's the
Look, if you
thing. I
tried to get
really
me to do a Spanish promo, it would fucking suck. My English promo would also suck, but my Spanish promo would be dog shit.
right. Yeah, there would be a level of that
So,
here. So this is the
so
end of the
credit.
Ricochet era.
This is we're watching the downfall of Ricochet currently, or at least I am. I'm at the 2 minute 40s. I'm halfway through this, and it's not a good match.
No,
It's
they've
this
both
is
done
not
much, much better.
not a good.
Much,
I
much
mean, there's
better.
no fucking time for it to be a good match. You're not gonna
No, of
watch a
course
good.
not.
The only all right. I'm gonna say that the best match is Ricochet versus Dragon Lee. That was like incredible because
Yeah,
both
that
those
was the
guys
first
just
one.
went like full bore. It was really really fun.
Yeah.
And I was confused. I didn't quite understand what I was watching yet, so the timer wasn't bugging me as much. The more of this I watch, the more the timer irritates me.
Well,
Why do we have shots of the fucking speed belt in a 5 minute match? In a
yeah,
5 minute match, we literally are hanging on the speed belt for 20 seconds? What the fuck? The better wrestler you are, the better your speed match can be. And to
sure.
have a good speed match, you have to have two guys who are fucking phenomenal to have a good
Right.
speed match. Other than that, and we've seen guys who, like two guys who maybe didn't have the amazing, like, I don't want to talk shit about them. They're great, but like, they're not fucking Dragon Lee and Ricochet crazy,
Yeah.
right? Their
Well, if you
match
notice, there
looks
weren't a
like
lot of
shit.
repeat appearances on there past whatever tournament you were on, unless you were talking about the champion.
Exactly. Yeah, they picked that guy because they knew that he could do like a really good 3 minute match, which is
Yeah.
like a
But
rare
like
thing.
once Gargano lost the title, he was off the show,
Yeah, not coming
right?
back, and maybe out of the company because
Maybe so.
I'm telling you,
But
Ciampa's gone, dude. I saw it. I saw him walk off.
maybe,
That's my
he's
head
doing his.
canon now. When Ciampa finally shows up in AEW, that was his last match in my mind. I don't care what his
Well, that's the
actual last
thing,
match
I
was.
guess, too, is when you get to WWE in this day and age, when there's so much work out there, where you can make a decent amount of money everywhere else. When you're in WWE, you're doing your money work, right? So you can do your art elsewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Well, except you can't. You
So
see, in
Champa could just be,
WWE, they
yeah, he's
don't.
doing his money work now.
This, well, I think that's one of the main problems with WWE is they need to maybe let these guys kind of work outside the company a little bit. And I will say they are letting them do a few things. I have seen that
Yeah.
very uncharacteristically, they're letting a couple guys work in Japan. They're letting a couple guys work what was it? I forget what the guy's name is, but he does like the blood sport.
Oh, Josh Barnett.
Yeah, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. They
Yeah.
worked with him, so they worked with a few independent companies and let these guys play a little bit. Which I think the
Yeah.
WWE thing would fly better if they could go get their jollies off here or there, and then
Well,
do
you
the
know what I
paycheck.
mean? What we're trying to say is, I'll tune back into Speed if you put Joe Hendry on it and you make him the champion. I'll watch that. How about that?
If you got somebody super, super creative, maybe this shit can
Yeah.
avoid being the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my life. But other than that, it was pretty fucking bad. But let us know what you think down in the comments below. We got to know what you think about Speed. Go watch it. It only takes like a half hour. You can watch everything we watched and then give us your opinion on it. Thanks for joining us here, Grant. And make sure you go check out his YouTube channel. Links are going to be down below. And
Yeah.
keep
Digging.
He is I and I am him, and I'm the undisputed trend Nat Taven. And this dork behind the camera, some Melvin told me to say, grave diggers keep on digging. Whatever that means.
I am AEW wrestler and Ring of Honor tag champ Mike Bennett. And remember, grave diggers keep digging, but not the monster truck. Even though my son really likes that monster truck, I kind of like Son of a Digger, and so I'm going off on a tangent about monster trucks because my son really loves monster truck, but we're talking about the YouTube channel, so make sure, grave diggers, keep on digging, baby.
So this is Mark doing one half private party, saying what up to the grave diggers and keep doing your thing, bro.
Alright, like, subscribe, and watch another video, or be cursed. If you're cursed, that means the grave diggers will keep digging your graves. So, you probably want to do it.